Good morning. I'm Edna Sensei. Thank you for joining Facebook and in person. We will now be conducting the monthly memorial service to honor and appreciate and remember our ancestors. Please join us in prayer. Officiating today's ceremony will be the Reverend Yasuhiro Yano, Head Minister of Konko Mission in Wahiawa, Reverend David Yano, and I'm Edna Sensei. Thank you. Mediation prayer, phase 2. Let us seek the sacred mediation of the Konko legend, sincerely and wholeheartedly, each and every day. May we receive the mediation of you with all our hearts and souls on this very moment. Kigami Konko Daijin Sama, Kigami Konko Daijin Sama, Kigami Konko Daijin Sama, Kigami Konko Daijin Sama. Purification prayer through the way of mediation. May our sincere apologies be acceptable to you, our divine parent. We acknowledge our mistakes and misunderstandings, arrogance, and ignorance of our favor. We apologize for all our shortcomings and the errors of past generations. Guide us to mend our way of living to reflect your divine will, with a pure, joyful, and loving heart, always one with you. Kami prayer. Reverently we pray. The goodness of heaven, the riches of earth, time goes without cease, years pass without end. In heaven and earth, the light that nurtures all. In heaven and earth, the truth that orders all. For this wondrous world, for these wondrous works, let us praise thee, come. Let us praise the divine parent of the universe. Come in love and cares for all humanity, all those who live between heaven and earth. To hear Kamiya, the divine parent, the divine common blessings visited away. Yet many not go away, our lives in greed and selfishness. They suffer cycle of misfortunes, great and sorrow. Our founding father of Konko Daijin suffered many trials in this world, and held out to faith and sincerity, to receive Kami's great blessing, and began the life of mutual fulfillment of all harmony and humanity. Humbly we pray. The divine harmony and regulation was fulfilled. Konko was accepted the whole communication that leads to the mutual benefit of harmony and humanity. By raising up the way of faith to all who sought him, expounding the blessings of heaven and earth, and leaving out the coming of night. By night he prayed for those who grieve, seeking salvation for all who suffer, and keeping out the dawning of day. The years passed, the world changed. He did not waver from his task, the divine powers of mediation. Thus was the disintegrated confiscated, the guiding principle for our daily life. The divine fever was thus renewed, and blessings full of holiness blessing, establishing the way of eternal prosperity, the way of mediation of the kingdom of Konko. By this wondrous revelation, we are given knowledge of the way. Throughout our churches of the world, to gain body and soul, the way of mediation gives us turn our hearts to come. Without regard for day or night, whether we are near or far, the way of mediation gives us to pray with all justice. For the human way of life and birth, we humble our sincere apology and pledge to end our ways. Let us live our faith every day, seeking and rejoicing in our divine fear. Let us care for those in pain and invite them to the way. Let us guide those who are lost and awaken them to a life of purpose. Time is fulfilled in us, we are fulfilled in Him. May this way of mutual fulfillment be manifested in this world. May harmony wish for the peace and well-being of all people be fulfilled. So we are humbly pray, so we are richly pray.
Closing mediation message for the monthly renewal service. In the present Konko line Kenchi Kaino Kami, the life force on behalf of the Konko Mission Wahiawa, Yano, we are the state of foreign prayer. Together here today, the monthly renewal service on this day, November 21, 2021, this service, we seek to honor and extend our sincere gratitude, the blessings we have enjoyed to this day, and pray for the spiritual fulfillment of the Dharma spirit for the people who have been affiliated with our church. It is a great honor to serve this church in the last 45 years, along with my wife, Reverend Rano, and our children, in support of the people in our faith community. After succeeding the late Reverend Hariko Takahashi, we established this church as a branch church in Konko Mission in 1904. All of these blessings are possible because of the mediation. We truly appreciate the fortunate encounter in the Christian faith that Reverend Hariko Takahashi was saved through the encounter with the Reverend Kodama and involved to become a Konko minister. We have been received grand blessings for this, the time of our prayers and to our descendants. We receive blessings while living and even after we pass away. In memory and respect toward our deceased minister, family members, and friends, we pray that the virtue of Konko Lion, the Kenchi Kaino Kami, enable the Dharma spirit to be fulfilled and peace. This year marks 81 years since this church was initiated. None of this would have been possible without your divine guidance and blessings and the support of many people. I appreciate the fact I could make a pilgrimage to Japan. I could attend the Konko to headquarters, to Konko Church or Magi, to give thanks for being able to hold our church 80th anniversary safely last year, amidst the beginning of the pandemic and followed soon after. I've also attended the 100 Church Centenary. I could be able to be back on November 11th. We continue to extend our prayers for the people of Hawaii and throughout the world that are experiencing hardship. We also apologize and pray for the environment being damaged and polluted, and the case of chemical and unsustainable elements created by humans. The COVID-19 positivity rates have been declining in Hawaii and throughout the world. We pray that in time the pandemic will be over. Tenchi Kairu Kami, please allow us to be of service to you in helping others as the utmost expression of thanks for the blessing we have been able to enjoy. Please let us help each other and guide people who live this life in suffering through the virtue of Gay Konko and the right force Tenchi Kairu Kami. It will be known to people that they can attain peace of mind. I pray that the blessing of today's service is granted to one and all.
Group. Recitation of Tenchi Kakitsuke, page 6.
極み本当大人天地神の神真に願い、我がは心にあり、今月の日で共に。Pray sincerely with all your heart, be one with Kami. Kami's blessings begin within, hearts grateful and caring, in harmony and joy. Look to Kami always, now and forever, on this very pray. 池上本校大臣天地金の神真に願い、おかげは心にあり、今月今日で頼み。Pray sincerely with all your heart, be one with Kami. Kami's blessings begin within, hearts grateful and caring, in harmony and joy. Look to Kami always, now and forever, on this very day pray. Adoration Prayer, page 7. We lift our eyes in awe toward heaven soaring above. Lift our eyes in awe toward heaven soaring above. We bow our heads in prayer toward God's eternity. Living under such gifts of Kami's great giving, how happy and grateful we are. And the mediation of Kami Konko, let us not stop for a single day. The protection of the divine parent embraces all far and wide. The blessings of Kami roll out heaven for all generations. The grace of Kami are mysterious and wondrous, beyond our understanding. Day by day, every day, earnestly and reverently, we pray the virtues of Kami, in honor of the power of Kami. Shintoku Sanji, page 29.
は厚し神の恵みに生かさるるみの幸いぞありがたき我が生き神の本当に次と日もかくる時のなく天地の神の御守りとき近きの枝でなし神に尽くしみはよろずよにあまねく満ちて果てしなくたからいはくすしくて人の思いぞ及ばざる我ら今月今日やび祭りてひたすらに神の御影をたたえますらん神のひれいを仰ぎますらん軌道がいいTime of prayer, page 12. Time of prayer. Spirits of those who have gone before us, you are given the gift of life in this last and endless universe. You discharge your duties faithfully, each according to your span of years. You will be remembered eternally. Your life control from generation to generation. Honor as the foundation of our society and the rulers of heaven. Through the mysterious workings of Kami, you enter the Konko faith. You walk the way of Konko life, reflecting the will of the divine parent. You have amassed great merit through your faith to take to the world beyond and lead to your descendants. Our gratitude is boundless for your loving favors. We revere you as the ancestral spirits of our homes, our own divine spirits. We beseech you to stand by us each and every one. We seek their family. Help us fulfill our tasks as people without failing. Protect us, guide us, and enrich us, that we may never lose the way of faith, that we hand it down to all generations, that we may live in peace and prosperity within our homes. Protect us, guide us, and enrich us. G.O.K.E.A. Please bow your heads.
Monthly news on society. Yamida last week, Prime Minister of Konko Mission Wahiawa, the late Reverend Konko Takarachi, the Reverend Master Fumiurasake of Konko Church Tomamaku, the Reverend Masayuki and Kiki Koda, the Reverend Masayuko Yoshi, Konko Mission Room, the Reverend Hideshiro Toshiko Osaka of Konko Church of Kawanashi, and the Midama Spirit, the people who have been guided and connected to Konko Mission Wahiawa and departed in the month of November. 宮高実るご覧の御霊の神、安国感動の御霊の神、稲垣隆の御霊の神、高橋駅デイビッドの御霊の神、小坂俊彦の御霊の神、広田知恵の御霊の神、相馬あそこ重谷の御霊の神、吉岩天の御霊の神、上原義俊の御霊の矢野信子の御霊の川口キャソリンの御霊の With deepest reverence, we are gathered here today on November 21, 2021 in observance of the monthly neuroscience and renewed remembrance, honor, appreciation, and praise of those who came before us and became the foundation of our blessed lives. On behalf of the Konko Mission Wahiawa, I ask Reverend state the following prayer. Yama Spirit, each of us has been born into this world and live through the grace and love of the life force in Chikai no Kami. From the time of us misconception and throughout their lives, we have been immersed and fully saturated with your blessings. One day we will return to the spiritual food upon departing from our physical existence. I found the Konko life state. Those who are living between heaven and earth are the children of Genji Kainokai. Even after death, we shall also receive the blessing of Genji Kainokai. Whether we are living or dead, we must remember that heaven and earth always be our home. As a Konko life showed us that there is a relationship between life and death. That always remember the blessing of divine, our life force transcends time, space, and space, and this upon the Konko life remain. Our life, the shine up upon our sense of divine bliss, the range, the force of divine bliss as well. All humans are also to live in the midst of divine blessings. People born with their blessings, live with their blessings, and die with their blessings. Through divine abundance, you have been guided to Konkokyo peace. Your years of sincerity in pursuit of the teaching of Konko Daichi, enabling you to understand and appreciate the way of Konko peace through the work of divine lineage, Konko Daichi. We offer our humble respect and sincere gratitude for the work of the Nitama Spirit. With deepest appreciation, we have gathered here to remember the appreciation of your contributions of the lives in the past and present, and accept the many offerings placed before you and sincere prayers also. Returning our sincere thanks for your presence in our lives. We extend our prayers for thanks for your spiritual work as you help, guide, protect, and comfort by your people. We extend our deep appreciation, heart and gratitude for enabling us to appreciate the operation of this church for the last 81 years. Yes, it could not have been possible if it was not for you. We pray through your virtue, the Dhamma no Kami, the Konko peace, will be passed on from generation to generation, and the true blessings of our faith will be yours for many. Thank you again. Over you.
Now look. deeds. So Sensanji takes the lead.
よいよのやわわが家の神我が神と心尽くしていつき祭らな心尽くしていつき祭らなと君よやの神たちよ海の子のために家の柱を沈め立てたまい初子のために世のなりわいを守り助けたまい隠り世の見えぬ境にましませどもにつくしみのに心は映しよに変わらせたまわず先御霊のまさき草木はえたまいくし御霊のくしびに恵みたまいて志は薪の柱の動きなくなりわいを結ぶつなべのゆるりなくま心清らに励み努めしめたまいうからやからやわらぎ相手にけにうらやすく楽しましめたまいついに移しよのことを得て神の御門に参らん時には必ずしも迎え取りたまい見尽くしみを葬らしめたまわんものと神の実りの絶えなるおかしこみかたじけなみみよや恵みのおぼろげならぬおうれしみ喜び申すことを見心もつぶやかにきこしめしたまえと申すあなくしびのみよやのみたまあなくしびのみよやのみたまあなととのみよやの神あなととのみよやの神喜怒哀楽
let's read together page 73, Konko page our creed. We believe in Tenchi Kare no Kami, the divine parent of the universe, our founder, Konko Daiji, embraced Kami's revelation, and as divine mediator, answered the call to eternal mediation. Our continuing goal from moment to moment is to realize Kami within each of us. We are fulfilled through Kami, Kami is fulfilled through us. The happiness of everyone is Kami's greatest wish. We give thanks for Kami's blessings, mysterious, wondrous, and mundane. Blessings begin with our own hearts filled with harmony and joy. We cradle idly to Kami, today and every day, trusting Kami as our loving friend, finding peace of mind. We live our faith in service to Kami, each other, and our world, nurturing and nurtured, mutually fulfilled. We revere those who have gone before us, spirits one with Kami, caring for us eternally. We respect and appreciate other paths taken by humanity towards spiritual fulfillment. Good morning, everyone. Thank you for being here today in person and on Facebook Live for our monthly memorial service to honor and appreciate our ancestors, the people who have passed away, friends and family, people who we remember, people who we want to remember. And they're all part of our foundation of who we are right now. They've influenced us somewhere, some way, somehow. So we want to come back and give thanks to them and remember them. And in doing so, we are keeping their spirits alive. And I think that's a wonderful thing about Konkokyo. We can keep people immortal by remembering them. So thank you for doing that today. Last week, Monday, we were able to hold our KMH Yatsunami gathering online on Zoom. And, you know, this was very impromptu. We planned this over only like about 2 months or something. Like, yeah, close to 2 or 3 months. And it was so last minute. Usually something big like this, we'd be planning about a year in advance. But due to the cancellation of the headquarters with their international gathering, and we're like, wait, we're not celebrating Konkokyo? We have to celebrate Konkokyo somehow. We cannot just be like being like, oh, you know what, this year we're not going to have any celebration because of the pandemic. But it's like, but the blessings were continuing. So why are we stopping our celebration? It doesn't make sense. Kami-sama gives us blessings. So we have to be the ones who continue to celebrate, continue to appreciate. So Yano Sensei's deep prayer, we're like, we gotta do something. We gotta continue to give appreciation. So we came up with a program, the KMH Tsunami gathering, and we didn't know how it was going to turn out, but we had like close to 70 people attend coming into the Zoom room. So not only we had entertainers from Japan and from KCNA, from Hawaii. It was wonderful. And I was the MC for the program, so I was kind of nervous. But it all turned out pretty well in the end. And so I'm really appreciative to all the people who attended and were part of the program. But people who couldn't be a part of the program, we have a link. So if you are interested, please message me. Message us through Facebook, through my Gmail account, and we'll send you the link. So, it was really, really a great event. And I'm glad we are able to continue this. And we hope to be able to do this every year. Yeah, some kind of celebration to honor Konkokyo's birthday. And Konkokyo turns 162 years. It's not too old, and it's not too new, but it's a pretty new religion. And we want to continue to keep this momentum going. Anyways, today I want to talk about my recent back injury. So today, we performed a service, but for me it was like a miracle to be even to like bow like this, to even like move the chair a little bit like that, because that was impossible this past Wednesday. So on Tuesday we went to karate, and I was in this weird like long stance thingy, and like we're trying to test each other, our balance, to see how your long stance will hold up. So like these kids, like were pushing me, and they're saying, Auntie Edna, I want to see if I can push you down. And then they pushed me, and then when they pushed me from the side, I felt my lower back go like crack, like click. Like, I was like, oh, whoa, something didn't feel right. And it didn't hurt in the beginning, but I was like, you know, whatever that was, it's gonna come kick me in my butt later on, one day, very soon. And I was like kind of scared. And the next morning, I was totally fine. Nothing bothered me. But next morning was on Wednesday, which is my cat, the pet shop volunteer day. So in the morning, I went, and I was just doing my regular routine of just dusting the kennels, and that simple reaching over did it. And it threw my back out. And I heard it, it was like, you know, that weird like whack sound. And I was like, oh, and I was like frozen. And I put the brush down and I'm like, oh no, I did it again. This is the same pain I had like 8 years ago, you know, when I was carrying that tray, the patient's food tray from the ground because somebody put it on the floor, so I had to pick it up and it's pretty heavy. And that was the same shooting pain I experienced 8 years ago. So I'm like, oh my God, I was like in such acute pain. It was 10 out of 10 pain. Seriously, I was like, I can't move. And then I was like, but I didn't do anything yet. I just came. And I still have a lot more tasks I need to do. I have to scoop out a litter, like 6 litter boxes. They're big litter boxes. I have to put more food inside, take out the water and change out the water, give medicine to the cats, play with it a little bit, take out all the cats. I have to take them out because they have to play in the bigger room, right? And what else I have to do? I have to sweep the floor, polish all the windows. I have to do a lot of stuff. And that usually just takes me about an hour to an hour and a half if I'm like not in pain. But I was like, I don't know how I'm gonna do this. And I cannot just be like, you know what? I cannot just tell the manager person and say, you know, I cannot do anything today. I gotta go home right now. I was almost thinking of going to Long's and just buying Tylenol to take. But even doing that is painful. So I'm stuck. I don't know what to do. So I sat down. And even sitting down was extremely painful. Standing up was extremely painful. It was just like painful no matter what. But I just sat down really carefully and I just like prayed at the Konko-sama. I'm sorry. I must be doing a lot of irreverences that I may be aware and may not be aware of, and I apologize. I'm sorry I hurt you back. You know, I've been kind of abusing you lately, carrying heavy things and being kind of stressed out with a lot of things, and in many ways I've been hurting you, and I apologize. I still have a lot of tasks I need to do for this cat kennel. Please allow me to do them. And although I was in extreme pain, for every little action, I said Konko-sama. Scooping out the litter was painful. You would not believe. It's just, no, simply, if I'm not in pain, I can just do regular, scoop out the litter, okay, scoop out the litter. But just the act of scooping out the litter was so excruciating. I was like, and then, but I was like, oh yeah, don't say I will say Konko-sama instead. Okay, that's one poop. That's another poop. And then I was able to thankfully clean out all 6 litter boxes doing that. Saying Konko-sama, Konko-sama, Konko-sama. And even at the water bowl, I'm actually able to grab it out with one hand, no problem. It was so heavy that day. It felt like 100 pounds. I was like, you did it, oh no, Konko-sama, 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 Konko-sama. And then, you know, everything was just extremely painful. And in about 2 hours and a half, I was able to finish my task. Everything. I was able to wipe the windows, sweep the floor, and play with the cats a little bit. And oh my gosh, even playing with the cats was painful. Because I was like still kind of sleeping away. And then they have this tower, like a cat tower thingy. And one of the cats put her paw on me. And even that hurt. I was like, oh, not today. Not today. Sorry. You know? I was like leaning down, and then one of the cats put her paw on my thigh, and that weight alone was painful too. So I was like, no, I'm sorry, not today. I'll play with you next week, I promise. And it's just funny. These simple things that we take for granted, never be thankful enough, right? And Kami-sama just reminds me that every step of the way. So anyways, every step of the way, I said, Konko-sama, and I was finally able to do all the tasks I needed to do. And then it was time for me to go home and returning to my car. Oh my gosh, getting into the car was another issue. I was like, this is the first time I actually used, that bar thingy inside by the window. I first used that one for the first time in my life. For the life of that car, I was like, oh, thank you for this grab bar. Thank you. Oh. I was able to sit up. And that grab bar was a lifesaver that day. And never would have thought that, I would use that. Sometimes I hit my head on that thing, but oh my goodness, I was really thankful for that grab bar. And I was able to come home here, thankfully, and everything felt like a hardship that day. Even sitting on the toilet was very difficult. I had to grab the sink and the bathtub next door, and I was like, sitting down. And I googled, so how long did it take for a thrown out back to heal? And it said average 1 to 2 weeks. So the next day I was scheduled to go to work in the early morning, 12-hour shift. But I was like, this is impossible. I am not going to work tomorrow. I cannot. So I called out sick and said I threw out my back, and I was able to do that, thankfully. And then I prayed to Kami-sama. I came here, and my goal was, I know this thing seems very selfish of me. I know it usually takes 1 to 2 weeks for it to heal, but I want to be better by Sunday. So I can perform the service, so I can pick up a friend, a really good friend from the airport too, and I really need to be better by Sunday, so I can also go to work on Monday. And I just prayed to Kami-sama, just set a date of when you want to get better. So anyway, that afternoon, while I was in Wahiawa, it was still very painful. I was in the living room watching some TV, and I heard like the kitchen timer go off. And my dad didn't do anything in the kitchen or around here, so he didn't hear the alarm. And it was going off, beep, 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 beep. So I think he was cooking something on the stove. And at first I didn't even hear it because the sound was drowned out with the movie I was watching. But then I was like, beep, 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 beep. I said, Otosan! Calling my dad, and like, he's not answering. Otosan! I yelled because I can't get up, right? Because I was in such pain. And he wasn't getting up. And I wanted to like get up right away, but I couldn't, right? Because I was in such pain still yet. And I was almost going to call him on my cell phone, but my cell phone was somewhere else. So, you want to get up, but you can't. It's so hard. Next thing I know, I said, wait, something's burning. This is burning. And then I looked out a little bit into the kitchen. I see smoke coming out of the kitchen. I said, no. Wherever you are, wake up. And he's not answering. I was like, oh crap, I gotta get up. As much as it is really painful, I gotta get up. So I was like, oh, please, I gotta get to the kitchen. I was like really inching my way to the kitchen. I was like, oh god. And then on the stove, it was like, oh man, it was brink of like setting itself on fire, man. It was smoking. The whole kitchen was white with smoke. And then like just like 2 or 3 feet off the ground was clear. And it was smoke everywhere. I think, where are you? And then my dad, I guess he was snoozing. He woke up. He said, oh, what's going on? What's going on? You would set this house on fire. So, Hontoni, I am so glad I was home at the right time.
And I am so glad that I was somehow able to crawl to the kitchen and turn off the stove, because oh my goodness, this house is old, so if it catches fire, it's going to catch fire fast. I'm really glad that Kami-sama was able to help us like that and help me. So, 本当に it was really scary. Really scary week. So anyway, that part was resolved. Anyway, that evening, before I went home to Wahiawa, my brother David Sensei, he's so kind. He washed the furo for me and he filled up the furo tub with hot water and he said, "Why don't you take a soak? It'll help you with your bath." And I did that. I was really thankful. And for a good 15 to 20 minutes, I soaked in the furo. Oh, it felt really good. And I was praying so hard for everything, for my whole back, my whole body, every organ that I could think of, every organ I could name. I said thank you, and I appreciate all the blessings of the heaven and earth, and the furo, the water that I'm in, the house that I've been able to live in, everything, all my blessings. I try to count all my blessings because it was very difficult and impossible with the back pain. I'll name what I couldn't do. Walking, squatting, sitting, standing, reaching to get something, driving, working, brushing my teeth, taking a bath, putting on my clothes. Putting on my clothes was so hard. Going to the bathroom, standing up again, sitting back down, holding anything heavier than 5 pounds, any fast movement, coughing, laughing, sneezing, climbing and going downstairs, getting in and out of the car. These simple things we do every day was so hard for me that Wednesday. And I realized of how blessed I am on a regular basis. And we're given these daily blessings and privileges of functioning normally through the grace of Kami-sama. We have to understand this. And Kami-sama gives me these challenges from time to time. Kami-sama throws me these painful incidents sometimes to remind me, to wake me up. Like, Edna, are you forgetting? Remember, you're blessed. Remember. Now, only when you have pain, you realize that you can't do a lot of things. Kami-sama sends reminders from time to time, so I can appreciate and reawaken my heart. And also, I can, be more sympathetic towards people, empathetic towards people who are experiencing pain and suffering, and become more understanding of others. Through pain, we can also appreciate that we are able to experience it because we have functioning nerves in our bodies, and that we are alive. And I'm fortunate because I have a family and friends who support me too. My husband had to literally hoist me up from the sofa. He had to literally do this because I couldn't sit back up again. It was that painful. I have my every need met amidst the pain and suffering I was going through. Amidst my back pain, I still had my needs met. This is Maslow's hierarchy of needs. Do you know this pyramid? Well, I learned this in college in my psychology class, but this is Maslow's hierarchy of needs, the pyramid, and it starts from the bottom. If this bottom need isn't met, you cannot go to the next level. If this need isn't met, you can't go to the next level. If this need isn't met, you cannot go to the next level. But for me, as I look at this Maslow's pyramid, I can see that, oh, wow, every single need has been met. Everything. And I look at all this. Physiological needs, safety needs, love and belonging, self-esteem, self-respect, self-actualization, all these needs have been met. And I'm in pain, yet this is all blessed. I'm still blessed with all these needs. So amidst my suffering, I'm still extremely blessed. And it made me realize that I need to be giving more thanks to Kami-sama. So, anyways, sitting in the ofuro, no distractions, just complete one-on-one communication with Kami-sama and the blessings of the universe. I felt really good after. And I know coworkers who were out for entire months for throwing out their backs. Entire months. And I pray that we'll be well enough for Sunday so I can pick up, again, my friend from the airport. And this is a great love of Kami-sama, to be able to heal, right? And the very next day, I was 75% well again. Next day, I felt more lighter. I could get up regularly. I was able to sit down without grabbing onto anything. Still kind of painful, but it was like 75% healed. Today, I am 99.99% healed. And I think that's a miracle. It's a divine blessing. Amazing. And this is a great love of Kami-sama. And I know Thanksgiving is coming up this Thursday. And as Konko believers and practitioners of the faith, every one of you here today, you know a lot more about what regular blessings are than everyone around you. People who don't know Konko, comparing it to people who don't know Konko, people who know Konko know far more blessings, what true blessings are, than regular people. So consider yourself very fortunate that you know this, and to be aware, being aware of your blessings is what will lead you to your next blessing. So always be aware, be appreciative, be thankful, and be happy. Thank you very much. Hope you have a Thanksgiving. Let's celebrate Thanksgiving every day and not just once a year. Thank you.
Good morning. Thank you for coming to today's monthly service. Edna's sermon is really good. I was like, man, what do I talk about today? And the only thing that I could really think of talking about is, I guess, I don't know how to say this. Non-mamikagen. It's like misfortune can be blessings in disguise, kind of thing. I don't know if I'm out about this, but it's I'm not gonna say his name. He's a really good friend of mine, and I go to the beach all the time with him. We go surfing, and in the water, like we talk, and it's just me and him, just in the water. We just to talk about all kinds of things. But he got into a skateboard. Everybody probably knows him. Okay, got into a skateboard accident. Like maybe 2 years ago, I think, like right after Christmas, riding his motorized skateboard, and then basically got hurt. Wasn't wearing a helmet. He hit his head on the ground. Basically had a head bleed. Ended up, I guess, a bystander just happened to find him by like Kala area, and so they called 911, took him to the emergency room, and then basically needed emergent surgery. Ended up in ICU. ended up having like left-sided weakness for like a brief moment at that time. So I was like, oh my god, it's like I didn't know all this was happening. Just I found out later on, and so like when I guess a lot of people saw him, but I guess people didn't visit him that much. So I just went to visit him. I didn't know people didn't really go, so I went and saw him and was like, oh, you're sick. The moment I saw him, I thought, oh, he's gonna do fine. He'll do fine. Like you're gonna be able to like walk and surf and do all that again. So in time, yes, it did take a little bit of time, but he was able to walk, able to surf again. Like all that most of the weakness went away. Some of the weakness for his like feet, maybe minor, remained like as a residual. I just felt like that maybe is like a reminder for him. But that accident, since the accident happened, he never had really any problems. Everything was all good. And then there really was no issues. Everything was perfect, basically. Everything was going well in the life. And so that accident happened, things got a little bit hectic for him. And then while we went surfing, like I said, he was mentioning like, oh, they found like a tumor in my brain or like a cyst or something. And then they said he wouldn't have found it. They wouldn't have found it if I didn't get into the accident. I said, oh, I guess it was a blessing that I did get into the accident. Like we were talking about that in the water. He said like, yeah, if I didn't get into the accident, we would never know I have the tumor in the brain. So tumor / cyst. So recently, like this past week, he got surgery done to take out the cyst, to take out the growth that was in kind of deep inside the brain. And I know he was nervous, but I also felt at that time like he's gonna do fine. Like there won't be any problems. So he had the surgery done, everything went well, and then I guess he's back home right now. So I didn't visit him yet, but and I know Queens wasn't allowing visitors too often, so I couldn't go anyways. But all in all, I mean, he did fine. But the moment he says, "Oh, if I didn't get to the accident, I wouldn't know." That was like it was a blessing that I got to the accident. That's kind of like what non-normikage is. Divine blessings are disguised despite misfortunes. So I really felt fortunate, I guess, when I heard that. I was like, oh, he's been our friend for like so long already, like 30 something years. He's like my best friend. And I don't know if it's because he's been with us this whole time, like part of this. He's not, I know he doesn't practice this religion, but he's been part of like our family for such a long time that I felt maybe some of the things may have been ingrained in him from when we were growing up as kids till now when we're adults. And yeah, I just felt that he received a lot of blessings by having a successful surgery, and that he's able to actually like walk and talk and everything. Because he was just joking and says, "Oh, I hope the surgeon will sneeze," and then it's like while doing surgery in the brain, But he did well. So I mean, that was the main thing, and I really want to emphasize that you really never know what is a divine blessing. Even though things may be hard at that time, or things may be inconvenient at that time, I believe Kami-sama gives us blessings all the time, whether we like it or not. Those bad blessings can actually be good blessings later on down the road. So the things we experience now that may not be all that good, we just have to wait like maybe 10 years down the line. I know Konko-sama said wait 10 years, and see how things go. And by waiting the 10 years and by looking back, you will realize all the things that have happened to you and all the blessings that you have received. And that's pretty much it. So basically blessings in disguise. And my friend getting hurt with getting hurt on the skateboard ended up being nice.
Thank you for joining today's service. Today is the memorial service. I remember my mother who passed away 5 years ago. Just right after I was released from the hospital after surgery to remove my gallbladder. I remember my mother. Sato Shukuro, Sato Norio, gave me a Kyokai founder, used to say, Kami matsu kokoro ni kami wa imasu. Matsure wa kami o kami no miyai. This means kami resides in your own heart. You're responding to your extended remembrance. Try to regard your whole body as a shrine for kami. And also, he said, Oya omou kokoro ni oya wa imasu. Amore wa kami o oya to omoi. Your parents reside in your heart. You're responding to your extended loving heart. Trying to take care of your body as your big love care. This is a very deep thought and simply stated for us. I remember many people, I just read the name of the deceased people. Senseis, many senseis, even Hiroka-san. Anyway, when I was listening to Edna Sensei's speech, I remember teaching in Japanese. 痛いのが治ったのがありがたいのではない。いつもまめるのがありがたい。I read this teaching so many times. 45, 15 years at Konkokyo. It's so true.
英語で何
By in English, being healed of a pain is not you could grateful, but the good health, normal health, you could enjoy is the condition you'll be greatly grateful. みたいなあれあれがいつも飲めるあれがね。So every day you can walk, you can move your head, hands, feet, and so on. In the condition, you can really be grateful. ありがとうございます。When I was in Japan, I tried to walk in before, maybe around 6 o'clock in the morning, before my SOS response. So, about half an hour, I could take a walk. In good health, I can take a walk. If I was in pain, I cannot. I'm very thankful for this condition. And while in Japan, when I stay at the hotel, I used to play Goshinmai or Tenchikakitsuge at a place in one room. And I just left the inn at the Konko town. I just forgot. So my brother's sister called in. Oh, he forget Goshinmai and recharge for the iPhone. But before I leave any rooms, I say thank you very much and try not to forget anything. But see, this time I forget. My wife asked me, take this to go to your trip. I just forget. I don't keep that the home, go home, office. So when my brother was listening to this conversation, it's a good idea. When you place a Goshinmai or Tenchikakitsuge in a room, the whole room can become Wahiawa, Kami-sama shrine. So it's very important. Just placing Goshinmai or Tenchikakitsuge in a room or in your house become Kami-sama shrine. I always keep Goshinmai or Tenchikakitsuge at the room whenever I stay. And this is my main message. Thank you very much.
やみこも大事にしないおかみしに願いおかげは心にありおみこにしてこのみやみこも大事にしないおかみしに願いおかげは心にありおみこにしてこのみ
ご理解ナンバー3 page 139 number 183
그래서
183. Konko Daijin said, when a child is delivered feet first, people fearfully said that the child was born abnormally. However, no one enters a house head first. We enter feet first. It is not abnormal for a child to be born feet first. It is arranged by kami. There is no absolute rule about which should be first.
184. Even a monkey sometimes falls from a tree, and great scholars make mistakes. If you think climbing a tree is dangerous, you'll be very cautious when doing so and will not get hurt. However, when you become a little better at climbing, you may become careless and less serious and get seriously hurt or die. Conceit can lead to a serious disaster. You should practice faith carefully even when you are healthy.
the following, 185. The following conversation took place between a believer and myself. Even a greedy and cruel person sometimes receives blessings, divine blessings. Why is this? No matter how bad a person's character is, he will receive divine blessings for a short time if he temporarily changes his heart and practices faith with sincerity. It is like getting one good harvest from a poor field because of applying fertilizers. It does not last long. That is why you must continue to hold on to the feelings you have in your heart when you receive divine blessings, and practice faith by renewing your heart each and every day, I responded.
186. People sometimes think ill of others who treat them with kindness. Kami wholeheartedly wants people to receive divine blessings, but they are unable due to their own carelessness, and they blame Kami. This is a big mistake.
187. There is no particular religious training in this faith. Whatever faith training you choose is considered worthy.
188. People often say that they have gained nothing for all their efforts. However, those who practice faith can make a clear profit. The people for whom you pray single-heartedly will not always be able to receive divine blessings. When this happens, you may think that you gain nothing for all of your efforts, but this is not true. 2. You receive blessings for your prayers. You also receive divine blessings when you practice faith for others.
189. Konko Daijin said, those who practice faith should not be greedy or selfish. A careful tree that grows slowly, centimeters and centimeters can be used to make the mast of a large ship. By contrast, one trees grow 1 to 2 meters, 8 meters, and 100 This is what slowly that handsome tree. 2. If you practice faith, Kami will not let you sell your rice at the buyer's price. Try to become rich a year later than others. Do not make greedy and selfish requests to Kami about the conflict. 3. Sincerity is the foundation of our relationship with Kami. Kami does not like making money to be as easily expressed strongly with a good chance. 190. Konko Daijin said, those who practice faith should not try to make money by collecting interest. Borrowing and lending is the beginning of this world. When you lend someone money, you should think that you have given it to that person. There is an old saying that you should look on all others as thieves and think that it will rain tomorrow. If you always think that it will rain tomorrow, you will never fall behind schedule in your work.
91. Konko Daijin told me, don't worry about what other people say. Everyone hopes. How can people foresee the future when they cannot even see behind closed doors? Win by losing. Wait for the right time with direction and discretion. Then Konko Daijin said, those who have just started something please immediately get upset when others speak ill of them. They are not able to repress their anger, and some of them feel However, when they retain their faith, deep in their faith, they will be angry, but will be able to follow others, speaking of them, since they keep in mind that they are shouting faith in God. As people deepen their faith more, they will not get angry when others speak evil. On the contrary, they will feel sorry for those people because Kami sees what is happening and might punish them. And this will cause those who practice to begin worrying about those who speak evil. Hearing these words, in
Good morning. Thank you for coming. 歌を歌わせていただきます。親神の夜差しのままに 58。 Your heart caught up in doubt and worry. I face my life every morning, wanting to shine, but somehow they make joy and fear swell within my heart. Still I know even one as small as I can run into someday and find a shining, shimmering, brilliant light glowing from a path that never ends. Instead of losing hope or fearing what's ahead, let's keep on moving forward with our heads held high, for we are all living in a world that embraces you and me with its love, supported by the prayers of those who care for us. We're never alone in our lives. When I'm down and ready to surrender, when times are hard and it seems so dark, just knowing each day that I'm never on my own gives me strength and courage to try harder. Holding hands with my friends standing by my side, swinging arms together we will walk to the shining, shimmering, brilliant light glowing from a path that never ends. Instead of losing hope or fearing what's ahead, let's keep on moving forward with our heads held high, for we are all living in a world that embraces you and me with its love, supported by the prayers of those who care for us, and never alone in our lives. Instead of losing hope
りがとうございました。
Thank you very much.
Tenchi kai no kami shin ni Gaira wa kokoro ni ari kongetsu konnichi de tanome. Yami Konko daiji tenchi kai no kami shin ni Gaira wa kokoro ni ari kongetsu konnichi de tanome.
Thank you very much for joining us today for Monthly Memorial Service announcement. Wednesday, November 24th at 5 o'clock p.m. we'll have another Choten study group session. Please join us at 5 o'clock p.m. on Zoom. The link is on Facebook. Konko Missions in Hawaii. We hope you can join us. Thank you very much. Have a good week and happy Thanksgiving.